We'll do it. We'll do it live. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Put It in the Book show, season 3, episode number 30, episode number 96 overall as we count down
Photo.
to Centennial.
This should be a good episode. It's a photo episode.
It should be. I got Rodriguez right over there. I'm pointing to my right, but he's to my left. That's how this works. I got Keith down here.
Dude.
Wait, so
And
point up, point down, or is it down?
No, it doesn't work that way. Like, it doesn't work
So
that
down
way.
is down, but left is not right.
Yeah, down is always down.
He's never right.
Hey, let me just do a little sound check live. I'm not using my headset, so do I sound fine?
No.
It doesn't sound as good as you sound usually.
Yeah, I didn't bring my headset up. Should I pause the whole show and screw everybody?
Well, you're
SNY
doing it now anyway.
just announced the Mets have now sold to Steve Cohen. Tom, is that is the vote in? Because I know he signed. He was signing the paperwork with the agreement to buy the Mets, and we'll get into that. Let's follow our motion. When no producer tonight, behind the glass today is myself.
Does it sound acceptable? No, I don't want the sound. I don't want the show to sound like crap. Is my voice?
You're always acceptable.
It's good. You're good. You're fine.
Okay, cool.
All right, so
it's for our fans. All 5,000 I'm gonna watch every year.
For the millions
Every week.
and millions.
See, that sounds terrible.
Come on, that sounded great. You got to be kidding me. God, what's oh God. No, you want me to do it again? Okay. All right, Keith, I'm going to toss it over to you so you can talk about Brooklyn Water Coffee Roasters.
Okay.
From Brooklyn Water Coffee Roasters through their front door, literally, to your front door. And if you don't understand that, then you should follow them on Facebook or the social media site of your choice, brooklynwatercoffeeroasters.com, and you will understand that joke a little further. www.brooklynwatercoffeeroasters.com. From their roaster to your front door, one of the most amazing coffee breweries known to mankind.
Ooh, sexy.
And that's not mankind with a sock in your hand. It's just mankind in general around the world.
Bang, bang!
BrooklynWaterCoffeeRoasters.com. They are really amazing. There's so many flavors. And if you don't like flavors, hang tight. I'll get to that. But there is my personal favorite, the 50% more caffeine line, starting with, of course, Cinnabuzz, one of my favorite coffee lines out there. Jacked Up Cupcake, which is what we like to call our friend. Oh, I pointed in the right direction. Rodriguez over here.
Nice job.
That was good, right? Like I thought about it.
Very well done.
Planned out. There's also
That's great.
hold on. The Jacked Up Cupcake has like a rich vanilla flavor. Vanilla, it's like a cupcake. Gotta have a lot of calories in it, right, Farachi? I mean, how many calories come like per cup?
I don't like vanilla, but if I drank vanilla, I would have 0 calories.
Boom! 0 calories right there. So you can go ahead and drink your coffee with 50% more caffeine, guilt, MFing free.
With coconut.
If you don't know what MFing means, go tune into the Yankee broadcast. That's Empire 162. Then there's also...
Oh, wow.
Sorry, Tim. Yes. Then there's also the non 50% more caffeine line, and there's a ton of delicious flavors there. One of my favorite, of course, I always brag about it, is Morning Wood, which is what I always have for Farachi over there. It's a bit of a delicious treat. And wait, Morning Wood, how many calories are in that?
Settle.
It's probably actually negative.
Morning Wood, Farachi.
If you use the Morning Wood right, it's probably actually negative calories. Then there's also Dark Roast Dark Chocolate. One of the most delicious lines of coffee. I'm not a chocolate fan, but this is Farachi because Farachi's a little bit.
Best.
How many coffee calories come in that cup?
Wow. Settle.
Damn.
Farachi's not a bitch. I just wanted to piss him off. And then there's also, and if you're not into flavored coffees, that's okay. There's a ton for you too. One of the most popular coffees actually in BrooklynWaterCoffeeRoasters.com is the medium roast. And medium roast coffee, and there's only the finest beans selected from the South African and South American Proverbs of somewhere, but they're really good beans. Medium roast. Actually, I've tried it. It's really delicious. I drink my coffee black. I don't put anything in my coffee. So when I tell you that the coffee itself, the beans itself is good, take my word for it. And a medium roast coffee also has how many calories?
0.
You see the theme that's going on here? Guilt-free coffee, people. Flavors or no flavors.
Who said coffee's not good for you?
Right. www.brooklynwatercoffeeroasters.com. From their roastery to your front door.
What was that again? What was that again? What?
brooklynwatercoffeeroasters.com.
Okay.
From their roastery to your front door or through your front door, depending how Chris wants it. www.brooklynwatercoffeeroasters.com.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Well, if you're not following them on Twitter, Facebook, or wherever else, and you don't know this inside joke, shame on you. You should be following them. www.brooklynwatercoffeeroasters.com. From the roaster to your front door, guaranteed to ship within 24 hours of the roast date. Use code MASKSON, and you get your third bag free. And not your second bag. Don't be cheap. Buy 2. All the flavors are great. And if you're unsure, just try it. You'll enjoy it. Then you get a third bag free.
A turd.
Third bag free.
You got a turd and a turd and a turd.
.com. Boom.
All right. Well, thank you very much, sir, with the see-through hat. We appreciate it, as always.
Like my see-through hat?
Yeah, just a few of the comments so far. Tom did mention that the Mets have sold to Stephen Cohen. He's agreed to buy, so that's what he signed today. And then, Stephen Gines has joined us. He's a character. Always like having him come around. So he's got the agreements in hand. Done. Now we just got to get the votes going, and that's a foregone conclusion if you've been reading about this stuff. So,
Pop Lara said the coffee in decaf is made from the dirt under the plant, and he's not wrong.
He is accurate, is what you're saying. He also wants to know how much for a hot dog stand at City.
Woo!
Yeah. All right. So, hey, Mom, Barbara has joined us. Hi, son, and partners in crime. All right. So, 95% is going to be to Gines. You see what just happened there? No, it is the Wilpons that are keeping 5%. But no decisions. Whatever. That's all good. All right. So, seems as though it's a happy day, a happy step or so in the process, right, guys?
Sorry, I'm celebrating.
And I know it's a little hard to smile right now, but and we'll get to the play on the field here in a couple minutes here. But Rodriguez, what are your thoughts now that it's happening? We had that last minute bullshit with A-Rod. Did we talk about this last week where J-Lo stepped to the front of the line and said, "I'll be the face of the franchise," so that, because I guess what was happening is not only was the bid less, because J-Lo came out and said our bid was as good or better, which was confirmed to be BS. Not only was the bid not enough, but there had to be the concern that the owners were not going to vote A-Rod in as an owner.
No way. No way are they gonna put his stupid face as the leader of a franchise in New York after everything. He's lucked out so far, bro. This guy must have stepped in some big doo-doo, and God has given him another chance because J-Lo rebuilt his image. Was actually on TV talking about baseball.
Isn't that crazy?
There's actually a chance he might buy a team. What more does he want? He realized that no one wants his face there. That's why J-Lo said, "I'll be the face of the team," and then guarantee $100 million to charity if the Mets don't win a championship in 10 years. It's like ludicrous. It's stupidness. It's like being in. Let me not bring another subject into this. It's crazy. Well, like being in a reality show.
Isn't it like a slap in the face that she would say, "We guarantee there will be a championship in 10 years, but if we don't, we'll be happy to give $100 million to charity." It's like a slap in the face to Mets fans. I felt
backpedaling. It's a big backpedaling comment.
Yeah.
On a number of reasons. So first, right, as Met fans, the three of us here, I know I can speak for you guys when I say, if you're telling me we can win within 10 years, we got the team to win within now, 2 years to next year.
Right.
Honestly, a couple of pieces will put us over the edge, and it's truth. You get a Trevor Bauer and a real Muto, a real catcher, and a second stud-ass pitcher to put in there behind DeGrom. We will do things that are amazing. We have a team now. You got to tell me 10 years from now, what? When Alonso's 37 and McNeil's retired? No. Okay, so that's the first thing that probably pissed off most of my fans. The second thing is the backpedaling on, oh, wait, whoa. I'm going to be in charge, me being J-Lo, because we all know you don't want the steroid-accused cheater to be in charge. So he's just going to be a background thing. I'll be in charge. Jenny from the block is in charge of the Mets.
Oh, my God. Imagine that all over Citi Field.
So, but, if they would have come up front in the beginning with that, aside from the 10-year thing, and said, here's the structure, here's the leadership structure, and they laid it out from the beginning, it would have been a better case for them. I still don't think they would have won, but it would have been a better case. After the deal was or the initial bids were accepted and the highest bidder won, to backpedal that way and make all these excuses just makes you look bad. It's just shut up and lose. You lost.
On top of the rigged statement, remember A-Rod said it was rigged.
Forget it.
Yeah, it's quite
about cheating.
Exactly. Wait, so it isn't Rodriguez? You bring up the point that this guy was accused of cheating. Then we found out all about the stuff down here in Miami. His cousin, all this stuff. The whole if you haven't seen it yet, what is it called? What is the name of that documentary that I talk about?
What, on Netflix?
Yeah. Screwball. If you haven't seen Screwball on Netflix, it's from a buddy of ours, Billy Corbin. Watch it. It's all about A-Rod and just the lengths that he went.
Amazing documentary.
It's great. And then it all boiled. Spoiler alert! But I mean, this was in the news. It all boiled down to $4,000. While he got a $250 million contract and then another $350 million contract. And that all happened because of $4,000. But anyway, how is it that, David Ortiz has also been on, but just on Fox. He's not, I mean, how is it that A-Rod did all that he did, damage to his, his status and whatnot while playing baseball and cheating at it? How did he get back in the limelight so quickly? I mean, J-Lo had a lot to do with it, but it befuddles me that this guy is on Baseball Tonight every week, constantly talking about baseball, wherever, a guest appearance by A-Rod and this and that. He's on TikTok and Twitter and this and dancing with J-Lo. So, I mean, I think you might have hit it right in the head there that J-Lo did this.
J-Lo saved him. J-Lo gave him something to do at the end of his life now, honestly, because he laid low for a while, I think, if I remember correctly, after he retired. Kind of laid low for about a year or so, kind of got hooked up with J-Lo, then the whole
He had to fix all the injuries that came along after he got off the steroids.
He had to let the steroids wear off so that his body got readjusted to actually be a human being again. Not a pincushion for but no, and he whitened his teeth. He did his nails. Now he's all pretty. He's all shaped up. Yeah, he's a little pretty boy. So good. You got your image back, and you're out there for the fools that don't know what damn cheater you've been since 19 years old. We do appreciate that. Thank you for making the Latinos look bad again in baseball.
Let's be honest. Even though as Met fans, we're less likely to give him credit for anything. Truthfully, he's a charismatic kind of guy. We are Met fans, which means we're from New York, and we've seen more of him, and we dislike him more because he was a Yankee. So we have a little bit more angst against him. From a national standpoint, they don't know as much as we do, and he's charismatic. So they listen to him, and people gravitate towards him a little bit, as New Yorkers, as Met fans, Yankee fans can't stand him.
Yeah.
I don't know any Yankee fan that says, I love A-Rod. No.
Which I believe is kind of so dumb. I mean, honestly, they got away with him, and they knew it. They knew they got away with it. They knew they had a cheater. Stop with the hypocrisy. You know, you had them, you used them, you won a championship with them. Get over it. That's all. It's not that big a deal.
My favorite thing is the image of
fakers, skankers.
The image of Clemens putting a needle in Pettit's ass. But you know, listen, A-Rod is he's charismatic. He commands a audience, and people pay attention to him. New York is huge, and us New Yorkers think we are the only ones that count. But there is the rest of the country too, and a lot of the country do like this guy. So that's why he's on those public and national formats such as ESPN or whatever, calling games. But you notice he's not any New York local broadcasts. You know, he's not in any specific New York only spotlights because we know his bullshit and we don't fall for it. But the rest of the country does mean it to the extent as Met Yankee fans. So
good job, Timmy.
Look at that, and that's Timmy.
See, look, that's
the only Yankee fan that's worth the crap around here.
But Tim, am I wrong or right? I mean, like, listen, Met Yankee fans, we've seen his bull crap for so long. We see it. But the rest of the country, they may not have been paying attention to the extent that we have, except for maybe Texas or Seattle. And what are their markets?
Forget about him, man. He's done.
Sorry to cover your face, but this is a big comment. Scott Fryer, thank you for watching. I think he got the job with ESPN because they felt he had paid for his transgressions, but was considered a charismatic and therefore was worth a shot. Honestly, he does know baseball. He does. And I just think of him as a cheater, as do we. But okay, so there we go. I wanted to see Gage for you guys out there in the comments. Where are you guys from? So Nicholas Clements says he's from Nebraska, and A-Rod is a trash can.
Well said,
good job, Nicholas.
I mean,
you know why? Because
and we absolutely appreciate you joining. First time we've seen your name out there.
Rocky, I'm sorry, but his profile picture, amazing. Good job, buddy.
Yeah, excellent. Well done,
Jackie.
All right, yeah. So let's get on. I'm kind of saving some of the on-field stuff, but Andy Martino today he made some calls out to some of the players, and wanting to know from the players if it's still, if Rojas still has them, and And the reason why he asked it, I see your face, Rodriguez, and it's because of watch the Mets fans in the groups on Facebook, except for this one, they put in the book show, where it's really, you don't get many negative comments in our group, just because. But if you look at some of the other Facebook groups, you'll start seeing Rojas needs to go. He's worse than Callaway, guys. And so for that reason, and Martino keeps on getting those on Twitter. So for that reason, I think it was more for him to kind of squash that idea. He went out and reached out to the players, and to a man, they all said, "We love Rojas." How absurd is it that in this wackadoo type of a season, where there are fans that are serious about we should get rid of Rojas?
Not absurd at all. How could it be absurd? Have you been a Met fan lately? Have you met them? It's like the second the guy gets hired, if he loses 5 games in a row, it's the manager's fault. If they win 6 games in a row, it's Conforto and Saigram. No, manager never gets the wins. He always gets the losses. So he can't feel the ball. He can't catch the ball. He can't hit the ball for them. They all have to do it. They have to perform it for 9 innings consistently every day, in and out. You're a bunch of knuckleheads. If it's the manager so much, then how come a scrub like Billy Martin can make everybody great? He's a scrub. He knew nothing. He could never play. Nothing makes sense with these Met fans sometimes, and I'm one of them. But I try to rationalize. It makes no sense, guys. It's a stupid season. It's a crazy, stupid season where everybody's playing on edge anyway. So God bless us if we even finish at 500. I've given up, Farachi.
Wow.
Oof, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do it. We
kidding.
gotta come off the ledge here, everybody.
Come
All
on.
right.
All right. Bring
Nicholas,
it back in.
Nicholas must be a kid, but yeah. So,
Well, I was gonna say, Nicholas, did you have a team before the Mets? What made you start rooting for the Mets?
probably the 1988 Mets who lost to the Gibson crap home
100%. Tom Rojas lost his number 2, number 3 starter, and his number 4 and number 5 starter are not acting like major league pitchers right now.
Not at all.
Cespedes out. Some of the injuries that have come up. He's got a catcher that can't field. But you kind of don't want to take him out of the lineup because of his potential with his bat.
Hey.
But then you have those situations there. So I mean, I'm not a proponent of it. I want Rojas to stick around. I don't see any the chemistry that he has on the team is it's phenomenal, and I think in a regular season,
the lineup that he
wouldn't be so
made,
bad.
and to have not lost the team with the lineup that he's made, the way he's changed people's slots in their regular lineup, batting here, batting there, and he hasn't lost the team. The guy is good. They like him. Give him a shot in a real year. I mean, and not even give him a shot in a real. Give him 2 to 3 years to actually try to build something. We can't be like jumping out of our skin right off the bat because the Mets fail. The players fail. The manager puts them in a position to succeed. If he fails at doing that, then it's on him.
Okay,
Yeah.
So first of all, let me just go into this. Waka and Porcello are spent. They were not brought into the team to be our star players. They were brought into our team to be supportive players. They are people who have experience. They are people who know how to pitch. They are people who have succeeded in the past, and we brought them in to support our current players. We've had a lot of injuries. We've had a lot of situations, and they've been brought more into the spotlight than they were supposed to be, and they've been doing a decent job. I wish they'd done better. Yes. So don't go ahead and take these guys and insult them. Number one. Number two, in terms of Rojas,
he can insult
them.
them.
Yes and no, right?
But not. My thought is,
they were brought in behind Stroman, behind Thor, behind Matt, behind, of course, DeGrom. So 3 of those 4 are gone.
But I also think it had a lot to do with the Wilpons saying, don't go out there and spend money. We're about to try and sell this team.
Right. So, but let me get back to the original point with Rojas.
Go ahead.
I think Rojas is I'm not disagreeing with anything you guys said. I agree 100%. But this is an unprecedented time in baseball history. And the 60-game season, no postseason to warm up, or that half a postseason, 6 months before the actual season started, and all of
preseason. You mean?
What did I say? Postseason.
Postseason.
Sorry, preseason.
We're trying to get there. That's what we're trying to get to.
Let's just get to
all
that.
of the rule changes, like, hey, new rule. It don't work that way, But in this season, it does work that way. And you're going to take a new manager, and you're going to criticize him and dog him. Let's look at the positives he's done. First of all, he knows all these players on the field, right? Number one. Number two, he did not deny Dom Smith the opportunity to get out there and prove himself. And guess what happened? Dom Smith, the dude has 16 to 17 doubles in 40 games. Amazing. He's on record pace. Obviously, it's not going to happen because we're not playing a 162-game season, but he's on record pace to destroy whatever record is out there.
Yeah.
Then you take Alonso, struggling, sophomore blues, still has 11, 12 home runs, whatever.
I'm tired of Alonso.
A lot of people are.
I know.
Give up on a kid.
No.
Kid. Then you got the bullpen. The bullpen has been faltering. The lineup, the starting rotation, tons of injuries. And you're going to take all the moves that Rojas made and say this is Rojas's fault. You need to chill out. First of all, this guy knows this team better than anybody out there who would have hired, especially that jerk in Philadelphia. What's his name? Jerkass.
We're not going to mention his name.
Jerkass. There's no manager in baseball that knows this team better than Rojas. There is no manager in baseball that would do a better job than Rojas. There is no manager available that would do a better job than Rojas. So every Met fan, take a breath, chill out, relax. Rojas is the man. You can't take this unprecedented season, 60-game season, with all these new rules and factors and lack of practice and lack of association and say Rojas is the problem. If, as a matter of fact, if it wasn't for Rojas, you think if Mickey Callaway was still here, we'd be doing better? I can guarantee you. Now, I've all but given up on the season, but I can guarantee you if Mickey Callaway was here, I would totally have given up on a season already.
We'd be 7 games further out. Cano would be batting fourth. It doesn't matter. Rosario would be,
coach. I just don't think he was ready for the managerial position. And if he was, it's not New York. New York's a whole other ballgame. But Rojas has been here. Rojas has coached most of these guys. Rojas has won a championship in the minor leagues with some of these guys. Rojas is the man. Chill out, baseball fans. Chill out, Met fans. He is going to be the Met manager of the future and the MLB manager of the year at some point in the near future. You heard it here first.
Yeah,
you heard it here first.
Rojas.
You heard it here first.
All right. So, I mean, besides these little things here and there, I'm trying to get Diana's comment up here.
But nothing compared to Callaway, right? Callaway's first-year mistakes versus Rojas. I don't have that ready. I wasn't prepared for this argument.
No. The mistakes are like
arguing with.
No.
I want to make Faraci a villain.
Well, I didn't say anything wrong.
What do you say? You
don't have to. I'm just mad at you anyway because I love you so much. God.
This is terrible. Pete, tell him, Pete.
So
you just said again.
I'm more arguing with the negative Met fans.
The people in the other groups. But all right. So look, I'm a fan of Rojas. I like 97% of what he's done this year. I like the fact that he dropped Cano down in the order. It wasn't a Callaway situation last year where no matter what, this guy was batting 180 and he was batting third. So I like that. I like that he dropped Alonso in the order. I like that he's bumped Conforto when it's been necessary. I like that he played Conforto every single day until he finally gave him a day off. It was sizzling hot, and he's not cooled off all year.
Maybe he's maybe
exactly.
He's not a what? What's his nickname?
I don't remember. It's so long ago. We don't have to call it that ever again. That goes into the nickname Hall of Fame now.
All right, we'll leave that out. We don't even say it.
We raise it to the batters, to the Raptors.
Wait, which one was that?
I'm not gonna say it. We'll leave it. We'll do a Friday.
Give me the player name and I'll know.
We'll never say it again. I'll tell you. I'll give you a private.
All
right. Yeah. So I like all that stuff. I like that he at a necessity he brought Lugo into the rotation. I mean, just think about it. We've lost Stroman, Syndergaard, Matz from the starting rotation. Gesellman was awful. Porcello was going to be the fifth starter. Waka was going to be battling with Matz for the fifth spot. You remember? I mean, it's easy to forget that only a couple months ago, and it felt like the dominoes were just falling day after day. So I mean that's what, and I do think that there was a combination, as somebody was saying before, that the Wilpons, it did have something to do with going Waka, low risk, high reward potential in Waka and Porcello by spending $10 million instead of bigger fish.
But let me ask you a question, both you guys. Yes, I agree that the Wilpons are the coupons, as the Met fans call them, and I do too. They're cheap. They look for the lesser options, and they do limit Brody's ability. But in the rotation that we had prior to Stroman's calling out, Thor's getting hurt, Matt's completely failing, don't you still think Waka and Porcello were a good option? Because if you had those four starters like you thought you were going to have, Don't you think those two were great backup options? I'm not sure that the Wilpons, and I can criticize the Wilpons all day, but I'm not sure the Wilpons are to blame for getting Porcello and Walker. I thought those were great moves based off of what we thought we were coming into with our top 4, right? Now that they're part of our top 3, of course it's an issue. A top 4, of course it's an issue. But prior to that happening, it was a smart move. That was a great move. Oh, you're picking up these players on the cheap who can potentially fill in a role and do really well. I thought it was a smart move. I'm not going to blame the Wilpons for that. I thought that was a good move.
Well, if you're saying the reasons that Rojas was having sort of a tough year is because these guys underperformed, obviously, and like you're saying, 100%, it's not the Wilpons. Again, Rojas doesn't pitch for them. The Wilpons don't pitch for these guys. Porcello has had bad control. He's a control guy right now who has to nick every corner, make a guy chase, make a guy jump in, jump out. He's got to be that guy. Waka is just a fastball changeup guy. If that fastball and changeup is about the same speed, he's gonna get rocked. These are two guys that have underperformed, just like Matz. He's not even in the rotation. This kid. Okay, why? Because he's not doesn't have the control. You take a pitcher that doesn't have control. You have a catcher back there who's not a great defensive catcher, not a great game caller. What's going to happen? We're going to get scored on a lot, guys. We're going to get hit. They're going to make the wrong calls. The catcher, it's a combination of things, man. It's not always just the pitcher. I really, really take a lot of this fault. I give it to our catchers. I give it to Ramos. He's terrible. He calls a terrible game. The only one he can sit back on there and watch the game unfold, just sit back and lollygag and catch the balls coming in is with DeGrom. Because DeGrom is on point. He's throwing 98. That's the only free side Grom. Try Grom. I think my cousin said try Grom.
Try Grom.
Yeah.
So try side Grom.
He said try Grom.
You're a long time or short time fan of the show. If you're short time, listen. If you're a long time, you already know. We all agree, but Rodriguez specifically always has said we need El General behind the plate. We need a guy who's going to get up there and not be afraid to call and battle those pitchers and tell them what they need to do instead of accepting what they want to do. We have mentioned. You
kind of have to soothe the pitcher too at the same time. You're running the game. Anybody who doesn't understand that a catcher is really running the game, if he's calling all the pitches, if he's lining guys up, if he's moving inside and out, that means he knows where he wants guys to hit certain spots. So everybody has to follow him. He's the centerpiece. If you have a great pitcher like Saigram, it's fantastic. Even a schlub can sit back there and catch. That's not. Saigram.
Of the options we had when we signed Buffalo, he was the best option
as a hitter. Because you could see easily that Nito is a much better catcher defensively and throwing out runners.
Right. But do you think the coincidence between Real Muto's free agency and the end of Ramos's contract hitting together was a coincidence, or do you think that was a planned situation?
I think it was probably thought of, definitely. And now that Cohen is there,
that was a good one.
We may have the money. Right. Faraci, what do you think? You got Cohen coming in with the money, Real Muto coming in at the perfect time. Like Keith said, Trevor Bauer, fantastic addition to the team. Just give me Bauer and give me Stroman.
Oh.
Straight. Bauer, Stroman, and Real Muto. Done. You don't have to find anything.
Done.
30 average.
Shopping list is complete.
Yes.
No, but Rodriguez, to your point, remember a couple of years ago when we were talking about this, the offer that the Marlins wanted was Rosario and Nimmo, or Rosario and McNeil, any combination of those three with McNeil. And so Brody knew that 2 years, Real Muto was going to be a free agent. Why not take the shot? The thought is there, and there are rumors now going around that Real Muto will not sign an extension until the end of the season. Now, because of what's going on with the Mets, some players are starting to be like, "What? Is that new money over there? New money?" they're gonna wait to see what could transpire in New York, the National League part of town, from a contract standpoint.
Do you think really, truly, if Stroman was signed for the 2 years, he would have opted out? Probably not. He's protecting his best interest, and I don't blame him. I'm not mad at him. I love Stroman. This season is it's like I said, it's historical. It's epic. Nothing like this has ever happened. He can go out there. Not only can he get hurt, he can get sick. He can make his whole family sick. So I'm not upset with him for opting out. I just hope that he still considers us as an option for a contract for the future. And I hope that Cohen signs him. I like Stroman. I would love to see Stroman and Bowman coming on this team. And
he's a good competitor. I mean, he's gonna give you his all out.
Yeah.
He's a good competitor, and he tries to be a smart pitcher because his stuff isn't that great, honestly. It's not that fast, but he moves the ball around. He's a good. Right now, he was an all-star. He was an ace. He's been that guy, and he's still fairly young. So, I like
top 5 Cy Young a few years.
Wait, I give you Gary Sanchez for a plate of hot wings and a 6-pack of Yoo-hoo.
Yeah. I put that up a little bit ago. But the flip side of that, Keith, for Stroman protecting his best interest, he might also have hurt himself a little bit. Now teams have to look to last year and say, but what have you? Are you staying in shape? What's going on? And maybe a little bit more of a process for him to get a deal that he would want. So I think it plays both ways for him. But I mean, if you can get if you can get Cy Grom obviously at the head of the line there, if you can bring back Stroman, if you can bring in a Trevor Bauer, Syndergaard comes in, and then you get a 5th guy out there. Maybe it's Lugo. Depending on what you're doing for the pen. I mean, then you immediately go from we had the greatest pitching, and then right back into relevancy when it comes to pitching is concerned. If they go that route,
Lugo hits free agency. We're going to end up not signing him. I think he's going to go to another team and become a starting pitcher. I think we're misusing him. We put him in the bullpen out of necessity. We need him there, but I think he's better served as a starter. The guy
he wants to be a starter.
Also put in the bullpen because of his arm injuries.
Yep, exactly. Yeah,
right.
And then
you're right, Rodriguez.
He never got the operation they told him to get. He worked his way through it. So he had arm problems, and he might still have arm problems if he becomes a full-time starter, where he's going to go 5, 6, 7 innings.
I hope he stays with us.
The reasons why.
I hope he stays with us.
I mean, I hope he stays with us either way.
Sure.
I think he's fantastic, but check him out during his last start and see how his pitch velocity is, guys. Take a look from the 1st inning to the 5th inning. If he comes out in the 1st inning at 94, 95, and by the 2nd and 3rd inning he's at 91, 92, that's a problem.
Yep.
Because he should still be solid through 5 innings, as any starting pitcher should be. He should start at 95 and end at 95 in the 5th inning if his arm has no issues.
I think Danny Dimes is going to have a great game. Oh wait, run go.
All right, moving along. Something I just want to touch on real quick here, and it's just based on the headline of this upcoming series and over the next 13 games. This is how the New York newspapers are covering and have historically covered the Mets. Should we make this a little game here? I'll tell you what the headline is. You tell me which paper it was.
I like that.
Yeah, all right. So 3. So you got the New York Post, you got the you got the Newsday, and you got the Daily News. All right. So the first one is 13 games left, and the Mets are in the race. Which paper?
Who goes first?
You.
It's obviously the Newsday.
It's obviously.
Why?
Because the Newsday are more pro-Met than anybody else.
The Post is stupid. I'd say the Post.
Oh, wait. Okay, I'm not gonna let you know what it is just yet. All right.
Okay.
This is I'm having more fun than I should be having with this. All right, the next one is
Puff, puff.
chances all but gone for New York Mets.
Kelly. Rodriguez, fist bump.
All right, and then the last one is no room for error.
Ooh.
That's the Newsday. That's the Newsday or the Times being.
No, I gave you the three options, Keith. You shouldn't be like a ooh. You should be saying the Post.
Oh no, because they were all surprisingly liberal. I was waiting for that disastrous crap headline.
Wait, but chances all but gone is not how.
My guns, and I'll do that. I could be wrong, but I'm going to stick to what I went with. I'm not going to,
That's right. He's going to do what he wants.
Yeah. Tell him. All right. So the Daily News was no room for error. The New York Post was chances all but gone. That's not that. That's like it's done. It's over. And then the Newsday, who does cover the Mets in the most positive light, always has 13 games left, and the Mets are in the race. So they were saying, and that's what I'm going to say.
So I got Newsday right. Where did I fall with the Post and the Daily News?
You flopped them. You flopped them.
But the Newsday was the obvious one. The other the Post tricked me a little bit with their headline. Because it wasn't as negative as they normally are. They were normally something like completely off the wall, crappy, negative.
Yeah. So all right. So here's my stance on and we're gonna get into the next 13 games. My stance is 13 games left. I'm going with the Newsday here, and it's because I've seen us. And I know the roles are reversed here. I've seen us give up a 7-game lead with 17 games to go. I'm not going to count out any team that's 2 games out with 13 games left. That's
Dude,
just
come on, man. Every year. Seriously.
13 games left, 2 games out. You can't write the season off.
Who's ahead of us?
The Reds, who have lost, they're 5-5 in the last 10. Brewers have lost a couple in a row. They're 4-6 in the last 10, and the Giants.
They're ahead
keep
of us?
doing.
Wow, that's garbage. We should be able to beat those. We should be able to be better than them.
And I mean, I've been waiting for this to go away, but the damn Marlins will not go away. I mean, the Marlins are in a playoff spot right now, and they're they would have to have a collapse to not make the playoffs at this point. Where the hell does Keith go? Oh, he put up the Giants thing and left. I just realized. He put that up when he talked about Danny Dimes, I'm sure.
Yeah, what was it? Why did he bring up Danny Dimes?
He said Danny Dimes put the New York Giants thing up, and well, good job, Timmy. So I'm certainly not happy with the situation that we're in, but based on all that we just spoke about, with DeGrom and now Seth Lugo as our only 2 reliable starters, I'm not happy that we're in this spot, but 2 games out with 13 left.
Yeah, but
with all that has happened,
how many years do we have to do the same thing and just make it so miserably hard for us
every year?
Anything, man. It can't be. Why can't we have an 86 or an 87? 80s throughout the season, I'm talking about, because the playoffs, again, the best team in the whole league goes through hell to even win a championship. Honestly, we went through hell.
We almost didn't.
We almost didn't, by a hair. It's always like that with us. So
Could you imagine?
Could
you imagine if we go back in time, history reverses course, we lose the 86 World Series. Holy crap.
Are you kidding me? It would be like Flashpoint. The whole world would
take this scenario, ball it up, shove it way up your ass, and never let it get out again. Because I don't want to hear that.
You see, Nicholas is a young man, and he knows what it is to be a Mets fan.
He already knows the suffering.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, he's all the way out in Nebraska. rooting on the New York Metropolitans.
Yeah, actually, I appreciate that. You know what? And thank you, Nicholas, and spread the word to your friends out there, because there's really no baseball team out there. They should all be Met fans, and they should all be watching our show. That's pretty much how it
Agreed,
goes.
100%. All right. All right, so the Toronto series felt super weird being in a minor league stadium, playing a major league team, whooped up on them.
I didn't know you played. Huh? I didn't know you played there.
Oh. We're always out there with them. We're out there with him, Rodriguez.
Oh, stop it. That pisses me off, that weirdness.
Why?
That's too weird. You're not playing there with them. You're not. They're playing.
I feel like I'm more invested sometimes than some of the players. All right. I mean, you watch Buff. Oh my God. Never mind. I don't want to talk about it. All right. 18-1 first game. You kind of like your chances going into game 2. Rosario gets picked off of first base to end the game.
Great base running again.
My God. And my wife said, I feel so bad for him. I said, when you're a Met fan this long, you do not feel bad for something like that. You just you can't do it. It's not in your heart.
Just shrug and walk away. Go to the bathroom.
I don't know. I stared there. I sat there and I saw the replay and I said he's out. And my wife was like, oh, would they change the call on the last play of the game? I said, if it's the right call, they're changing it. And here comes the ump.
Just a quick detour. Can you guys both agree that the umpire calling, especially first base and home plate, has been kind of bad this year?
Robot umpires.
No, I'm not going that direction. I'm just generally speaking. It's not an argument for something else.
I don't have enough data. I haven't really watched it that close to really say.
Let me put it this way, Rodriguez. From the games you watch, Met games specifically, can you say, because I feel yes, I'm going to tell you my answer. I think first base calls and home plate have been a little off more than normal. Umpires normally do a great job, and I want to.
Are you talking about like plays at the plate or strike zone?
I'm talking about strike zone. I'm talking about plays at first base.
First
base has been bad, and the Mets announcers have talked about it. I mean, Keith Hernandez will get upset for any type of challenge because he feels the play should be called right every single time, the first time. But even Ron Darling says, yeah, I mean, first base umping has been off this year.
But strike zone has been, some games is good, but there's some games where they're just so inconsistent. Like if you can call the out,
Nicholas makes a good point.
You can't go with the box, Keith. You can't go with the box and judge strike zones because it's as the ball is coming over the plate. It could come in the plate fine, and then by the end it could move. It could move out. Umpire could see that more movement. I mean, it's a human thing. I think the umpires, for as much as we hate them, and we can hate them sometimes because they'll make a bad call. Luckily now we have, instant replay. We can reverse some of them, but I think they do a pretty good job at the speed that they have to make that call. I'm being honest, and I don't like umpires. I'm a player. I've always been one. I wouldn't even be an umpire for money. They've asked me. I can't do it. I hate them so much, but they're pretty good for at the speed that they have to.
But so, I think for me, particularly at first base, I think they've been doing a bad job. I think there's been more turnarounds than most years. And normally, with that said, they do an amazing job. But behind home plate, I will take your advice, go forward, and eliminate the box and just look more at their consistency and how they're calling it, as opposed to where that box.
Umpires have their zones, just like ball players. You got to kind of look at them a little bit like they're kind of training or they're kind of working on their stuff right as they do the game too. They there. You have low ball umpires, high ball umpires, outside, inside. Depends on the ball. So you get a lot of that. If they're consistent, I mean, like I've always said, and everyone always says, basically, it's like consistency is what you want from an umpire. If you got to suck all day, then suck all day.
Right, and I kind of agree with that. If you're going to call that outside corner, that's a little bit outside the outside corner, a strike or a ball, just do it all game. But I have seen, and maybe I'm just getting frustrated as a fan and not really looking at it from a objective point of view. I've seen calls inconsistent, but I could be looking at it more as a fan, to your point, looking at the box and not being more objective and seeing it from the umpire's point of view. That is a tight squeeze. That line is a tight squeeze. And for the human eye to catch it or not catch it, if it's close enough.
At 97.
Credit.
Robots. Bring them in.
That's also why I agree with robots. I know Rodriguez. No, I'm not going to dive into that because that's in a whole other. We can do it
for another thing, but it's for the best. All right, so here. So all right, 13 games left. Let's start it off. We got the Philadelphia series here as we come up in the last 5 minutes of the show. Waka has officially been moved to the bullpen. This feels like a 3.5 man rotation now, with Porcello starting tomorrow, DeGrom starting on Wednesday and Thursday. Finish it up with Lugo, and then I'm guessing you get Peterson at that point. Depending on how things work out there. All right, so for tomorrow we got Porcello and Arrieta. I was excited to see Arrieta last time out, and he knocked us out. He had an ERA over 6. He's dropped that to 5.54 now. The Phillies are scratching and clawing for a playoff spot now too. Marlins have passed them. So that's tomorrow. Porcello and Arrieta. Wednesday is DeGrom, and world famous a lot in 2020 is TBD, to be determined. So that's the Wednesday game, and then on Thursday, the Phillies will once again throw TBD at us, and we will throw Seth Lugo. So your thoughts on this upcoming series?
Brother? TBD?
TBD. Might be STD. I don't know.
That's Brian Holmes.
So all right. So what are we thinking here? Mets and Phillies, 3-game set.
TAD. TAT. More Achilles tendon. Well, I mean, you got DeGrom, you got Lugo, and Peterson. Unfortunately,
Negative. That's not correct. Tomorrow is Porcello, and then
this is DeGrom. DeGrom goes every 5. When did DeGrom go last?
6 days ago. He goes Wednesday. I'm sorry, 4 days ago. He goes Wednesday.
DeGrom, no matter what, he's going every 5 days. Did they not say that? So I guess maybe I'm reading something wrong. My apologies.
No, he went on the 11th.
No, you were right.
Which was Friday, and then he's going to go on the 16th, which is Wednesday. So it's Porcello, then DeGrom, then Lugo.
Okay.
They've not made a determination who's going to start the series against the Braves on Friday night. So let's start out. Let's talk about the next 3 series, and we'll talk about what our next show would be, probably next Wednesday or so before a Rays game. But all right, so Phillies 3-game set. What you guys got? It's in Philadelphia.
Rodriguez, take this.
All right, so we got Porcello, Loogie, and who?
Porcello, DeGrom, Lugo.
Oh, it's Porcello, DeGrom, Lugo.
When Keith looks down, his whole head disappears.
2 out of 3.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah, I think we can get 2 out of 3.
Keith?
We should get 2 out of 3 because it's 2/3 of our starting rotation for the playoffs that we're not going to make. But
jeez.
And Porcello should be one of the wins.
I'm going to take 1. I'm going to take 1 out of 3. I'm going to be realistic.
I can't even say that with a straight face. Yeah, you're being better than me, Lars. You're right.
Yeah, but Gold Belt Dale Phillipper is going to have a hell of a game. Who's pitching against us? TBD? Is that Wheeler? Who the hell's pitching against us?
No, Wheeler hurt his finger putting his pants on.
Yeah, I got a finger for you, Wheeler. What was that? That was this finger.
Yeah, it's the ring.
But yeah, I'm picking 1 out of 3.
All right, and then back home to play the Braves in a 3-game set.
Sweep when it's too late. To give us all freaking hope.
Why would it be too late? Still 10 games left, 2 games out,
You'll see.
1 game out.
You'll see how the Mets turn it up. We'll be down to the last game and fucking blow it.
So you're saying sweep of the Braves?
I'm a Met fan. That's how I
They
go.
won't need to win any games unless they just want to knock us out.
No,
all right,
Braves off and blow them out.
I say we lose 2 out of 3 to the Braves. Rodriguez.
If the Grom doesn't pitch, is the Grom pitching any games?
1, 2, 3, 4. No. And actually, I don't even know. It'll probably be Peterson on Friday.
It should be Peter. He's the next guy.
Who started yesterday?
Your mother.
We probably would have won that game if my mom started.
I bet you. Barbara got there and kicked some ass.
Who started yesterday?
Huh?
Who started yesterday?
Yesterday was...
Wasn't it Peterson?
It was Peterson. So Peterson will go Friday against the Braves. Then Porcello. Unless they move up DeGrom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Unless they move DeGrom up and start on Sunday against the Braves. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine on that. All right. So you said 1 out of 3?
Me?
Or are we getting swept?
If the Grom doesn't pitch, we're getting swept.
Wow. All right. So, I mean, big variance there. Keith says we're going to sweep them. All right. And then we got the Rays. The Rays come down. Doesn't get any easier. And we'll hold it there. What do you guys think about the Rays? The Rays game, Rays series. 1 of 3.
Yeah, a team we haven't seen all year against pitchers we haven't seen all year. You know how well we do against those guys and rookies. Sure, we're gonna lose 1 out of 3 top.
It's gonna be typical Mets fashion. We're gonna destroy you. We're gonna win 1 out of 3. Then we're gonna beat the Braves. You're gonna get so hyped. Sweep. And then 1 out of 3.
And they're gonna crush your spirit.
And they say that I'm poop on milk.
No, I'm done with this year. Yeah, I am.
He's not here. He left.
Oh, well, you're probably gonna be done with that also in the next 3 weeks.
There, he's back. Look at him.
Oh, hold on.
Unbelievable.
Just for the record, see this floating NY?
That looks really cool though. That it's just floating there.
All of you people out there who like Giants, you peoples,
use people.
We're gonna have to promote something real quick right now. It's called the We Stomped You Out Show. It's a Giants podcast. We'll be doing it at some point this week. I'm not sure what day. I'm sure we discussed it. And I probably forgot, and I'm failing.
We haven't discussed yet.
It's definitely not today, and we haven't discussed it, so I didn't fail. It's the We Stomped You Out podcast tonight, 7:00. New York Giants versus Steelers, baby. Joe Judge, who is with the Steelers, who is 4-1 against the Steelers in the last 5 face-ups. I hate
face-ups.
Face-ups.
Face-ups. We learned that's oh my god. We that's the Giants show. We do the word of the day. Face-ups. So that would be a good one for the Giants show.
We Stomped You Out podcast. If you're a Giant fan and you're on the show right now, go over to We Stomped You Out podcast. What's our Facebook name exactly now? I know it changed a little bit.
We Stomped You Out.
It's just We Stomped You Out. You'll see us on there. You'll see our faces on there. We have another show, the 3 of us, along with Timmy Maker, the touchdown maker. He joins our show. He is a part of our show, and we talk all Giants football.
He used to just be a face. He used to just be a printed face.
Hey, there may be a lot of Jet fans on the show, so let's move on.
And so what?
I
don't care. I don't care.
Yes, you do.
You know what? No, it's unfortunate because a lot of Met fans are Jet fans, and I don't understand.
Anyway.
Don't.
Anyway.
No.
Yeah. Let's move it along. All right. Yeah. Oh well, Nicholas points out Ramirez, who's done really good out of the bullpen. I mean, he started before. I don't know if the last 10 games of the year in a race is a spot for it, but who knows in 2020 it's a spot for anything to go on.
That ball dips and moves on that little chubby kid.
Does he throw? He throws a pitch called a face up.
You dip, I think we dip.
No. All right, time for final words. Let's go around the room here. Keith, what you got?
Shit the bed. I think we lost the season. I think we're done.
Oh my God.
I think we're over. I think the Mets have really
You're such a coward. That's such an easy way out.
Well,
listen, Bill Coward won a championship.
No.
That makes this is what made us start this show. This like this. This is what started the show.
No, seriously, all bullshit aside, I think that we're not out of it. If you want to keep your hopes up, you have every right to. We have the ability to get into the playoffs because the teams above us are not better than us, truthfully. But they are not playing to our level. We are playing below their level. And unfortunately, that means we're probably not going to make it into the playoffs. I'm setting my expectations now. Mets are not going to make it. I swear I hope I'm wrong. Let's go, Matt.
I don't know if I believe that.
I hope you're right.
You're like a bad guy in wrestling. You're turning heel right now.
And Flakata.
Uh-huh.
It's a crossover Flakata. I'm sorry. But Flakata Steelers. And Tomlin and your whole bunch of crap Roethlisberger raping association.
Oh.
Flakata. Let's go Giants, baby.
Rodriguez, closing remarks.
Let's yeah, listen, the banner says it. Never give up, never surrender until that last pitch, the last out, we get mathematically eliminated. Let's keep going, man. Met fans. We do this stuff all the time. We do miracles all the time. You'll know if we're going to fail within the next 5 games, and then we're done. So you'll know for sure. But miracles can always happen if you're a Met fan.
Amen.
Yes, sir. All right. Yep. Agree with everything, kind of what they just said. 13 games left. 2 games out. We got a shot. And then once you're in, who knows what happens? You just never know.
We did.
The Just Too Sweet show comes at you tomorrow night on this network, where they ask the very, very important question: what makes you love professional wrestling? Why did you love? Why did you love it? Why do you love it? What made you a fan of professional wrestling? Diana, put Diana's comment up there, please. Well, while I do my last drugs.
Do you like drugs? Hold on. Here, Diana, why are you doing your last? Oh, I took it down. Diana,
that's what I'm talking about, Diana. All right, so we got the what's in the hell's the name of the show? The Just Too Sweet show, and then later on this week, Wednesday, probably hopefully the We Stomped You Out show, the Empire 161 show, the Kyle and Jader show, the Jader and Kyle show will be on at some point later this week, discussing just a bunch of different things, and it's fantastic content here. All right, fantastico. That will wrap it up for us this week. Season 3, episode 30 is in the books. Let's go Mets. We need an off day. We need some time to just, be stress-free today when it comes to the Mets. Us Mets fans will stress. Us Giants fans will stress on the Giants game tonight. All right, we'll let you all go now so you can go get prepped for Monday Night Football. Until next week, when the Mets are on the inside looking out of the playoffs. What is that?
That's disgusting. What is that?
What was that?
It was an outside view of my Giants flag hanging from the front of my house. But because the blue screen, it didn't work. So I just...
All right, we'll talk to you guys next week. Good night, everybody.
Good night,